Okay, now? Well, I'd been married for a few years and I decided that I needed to get a job. So I went to work for Montgomery Ward. I don't remember what year that was, but I went there as worked in the payroll department and personnel. First I started on the switchboard, then he moved me upstairs. The manager of the store.
Because you had maybe experience from the telephone company.
Yeah, right.
To do. Okay.
Right. That's why I got there. I got that job because of my telephone experience, right?
Gotcha.
And then Dave Hudgens was his name. He was the manager of the store. He was kind of a middle-aged, kind of a dowdy-looking guy. But he hired me, and he wanted me to be, stay with Montgomery Ward and be a career person. And so he promoted me to personnel and payroll and moved me upstairs to an office. So I used to do all of the payroll for the company. And back then, we paid with cash every Friday. And I used to use that, we didn't have calculators or anything. I used that, I forgot
You
what
use
it.
Abacus?
Yeah.
No. The
Yeah.
thing where you slide
Yeah, where
across?
you do the scale on this thing.
Oh, whoa.
And so I'd have to figure out all their taxes and all this stuff, and then I'd have to go to the bank and get the money and stuff the envelopes and pay them on Fridays. Then I would have to do a report every sales for the salesman, their percent of sales to the volume and whatever. So I would have to go into Mr. Hudgens' office with my report. So I didn't realize back then that this guy was trying to make out with me. I thought, this is the way things were done. It's my first office job. So instead of sitting across the desk from him, he would make me sit next to him, right by where his legs were. He'd pull me up close to him. He said, "Well, I have to see the report. Come over here." So I'd go over there, and I didn't know any different. I thought, well, this is what you're supposed to do, I guess. So I'd sit next to him, and then he would be kind of like, sometimes I'd feel him like rubbing my leg or whatever. But then, I didn't think much about it. Then we used to have business meetings every Thursday morning, I think. So one day I go to the business meeting, and I look across the room and I see this really handsome guy sitting over there. And his name was Tom. And he was he just hired him in the tire department. And so anyway, we finished the meeting. I go back to my office and the phone rings and it's Tom. And he says, "I'm taking you to lunch." He didn't say, will you go to lunch with me? He says, "I'm taking you to lunch." And I said, "No, I can't go. I'm married." He says, "No, you're going to lunch with me." So he comes out and gets me to go to lunch. So we start going to lunch every day. So Mr. Hutchins calls me in his office and he says to me, "Margaret, if you go with that Tom to lunch one more time, I'm going to fire you." He said, "I want you to make a career of this, and I don't want you going to lunch with him." And I said, "Well, I'm sorry, sir, but it is my business." So anyway, I keep going to lunch with him. So the next thing happens is he calls one day a meeting, and he calls Tom and I in his office. So we go in his office, and
Was anything happening between you and Tom?
no, we're going to lunch now at this point. Yeah, but we were getting pretty friendly.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So, and I had an unhappy marriage at this point, so
Okay.
I was really prime. So we go in his office, and Mr. Hudgens says to Tom, "I told you that you cannot take her to lunch, and I'm going to fire both of you if you keep it up." And Tom stands up, goes up to Mr. Hudgens, looks him in the eye and said, "You MF, you don't have to fire me. We just quit." And I looked up. "We did?" He says, "We quit." And so Tom grabs me and pulls me out of the office. I didn't quit, but he quit for me. So I said, "I can't do this. It's Friday. I have to pay everybody. Everybody's going to not have their money." And Tom says, "I don't care." He said, "They can just do without their money." He goes up to my office with me, takes my coat, puts my coat on me, and carries me physically out of that building.
Whoa.
And now I'm married, I gotta go home and explain this to Lair, that I don't have a job anymore. So I didn't know what to do, so we went to a place called the Irish Pub, and we started having a couple drinks. I never drank, I never smoked, I was so...
You had one kid by this time?
Huh?
You had one daughter by this time?
No, I had
You
5.
Oh, you had 5 kids by this time?
5 kids.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh. So you were really
So that's
nervous.
the way, that was the end of that job for me. And anyway, I start learning how to have a drink and even tried a couple cigarettes.
Whoa.
Then I had to go home to my husband and tell him, I don't have a job anymore.
Wait, so was he upset or he just said, let's
He
just
kind
get
of,
a
he was
drink?
always blasé about everything.
Wow.
I don't remember his reaction.
Wow. I guess he didn't freak out or anything.
No, I don't think he freaked
Just
out.
took you to the bar?
He freaked out later when he found out I was going to lunch with this Tom guy. Then he freaked out.
Whoa. So wait, they never called you back or anything? They never
No.
tried to get you
No,
get you to come
we
back?
quit. We were out of there.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was Montgomery Ward's. Then right after, Jeff Moore, right after that, I went to work for an employment agency.
What kind of agency?